Two of the biggest events in chuck wagon racing are going to be taking place over the next 2 weeks. And so we have Greg Buchanan here, the voice of the CPCA, talk to us about these two events, the North American Chuck Wagon Racing Championships and the Calgary Stampede Chuck Wagon Races. And so thank you so much once again for being with us today, Greg.
Thanks, Thomas, for having me.
These two events are very clearly very big, but they don't count for CPCA points. So kind of what are the importance of these events for CPCA drivers, and kind of are there any drivers who decide not to compete in these events?
I think you get an opportunity to compete at either one of those events. You're going to take advantage of it. It's all about the money. It's all about the prize money and the glory too. And whether it be the Calgary Stampede or here the North American Chuck Wagon Championship, you're competing for that cash, but you're also competing against some of the best drivers in the entire sport. So when you get that opportunity, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're shooting a puck or driving a wagon, you want to compete against the best, and that gives an opportunity either here or in Calgary.
So let's talk about here with the North American Chuck Wagon Championships. We've got a few CPCA drivers like Jamie Labicane. What are our prospects for some CPCA drivers in the competition coming up this weekend?
More than anything, you're going to hear a word that we've probably talked about before. It's barn management. Sometimes you have a 3 or 4 or 5 day show on the CPCA. All of a sudden, you have 9 days of racing. It changes everything. So you map out your barn. You map out what night you're going to be hooking your best. And most of the guys come in here with 2 outfits. So you have 8 horses that you're trying to manage over those 8 days and possibly that 9th day for the championship dash. So that becomes very key important. It is a marathon. It's not a sprint to the finish. It's just a matter of getting around that track every night.
This is because it's a North American Championship. Are we going to see any exceptional riders coming down from the States to try and take the glory from some of our Canadian drivers?
I say American drivers, but WPCA drivers. So, and you have one in Ray Crowdle Jr., who's from the Bonnyville area. He's on top of the WPCA standings right now. And was in the Ponoka Stampede Championship Dash, lost out to St. Walbert's Ross Knight. Congratulations, Skinny. But for Ray Crowdle Jr., he's going to be one of those drivers to look out for. Another guy that's being pretty good is Wayne Solomon. Another guy from the WPCA is Dusty Gorse and Kelly Moore. And then you bring in Chance Fladd too. So there is a opportunity for a lot of those WPCA drivers to come in here at the NACC and compete and then to win. And Ray Crowdle Jr. is probably right at the top of that list.
Let's change gears over to the Calgary Stampede. There's a few CPCA drivers that are going to be competing. Kind of what are their prospects and chances at this prestigious worldwide event?
All starts and ends with Todd Baptiste. I don't want to count the other 3 drivers out, and that's Dallas Dick, Danny Ringett, and Chris Flanagan. But the last time Todd Baptiste was on a Calgary Stampede track was prior to COVID, and on that track he was in the championship dash, and he finished second to Logan Gore. So that has eaten Todd Baptiste alive since 2019. That's the reason why he's there. He's looking for redemption. Todd has had a good, solid season in the CPCA. He hasn't shut out the lights, but at the same time, he's pacing to get ready for those 10 days of the Calgary Stampede. It begins tomorrow night. And look for Todd Baptiste. We have a very deep barn that he's going to make it all the way to that at least semifinal Saturday.
Of course, we do have some more events in the CPCA coming up. What are the standings looking like right now, Greg? And kind of who is going to try and run away with this? As it's very tight right now. And which drivers are going to look good coming out of this big championship weekdays?
No points on the line for either association, the CPC or WPC, over the next 2 weeks with the Calgary Stampede and the NACC. So I think more than anything, I don't know if there's going to be one driver that pulls away because it's so tight right now from 1 to 6 to 7. Logan Gorse is still on top of the standings, but, not that far behind is a Jamie Labicane, a Luke Trenier too, and Luke has won everything there is to win. So I wouldn't be surprised. We'll see how tight the standings are when we're back here on that Wednesday in August to kick off the new Lloydminster Nissan CPCA final. So it wouldn't surprise me at all that the standings pretty well stay as they are, maybe a little bit juggling back and forth, but it's going to be tight right down to the end.
We certainly like to see a tight finish to the CPCA races. And of course, we look forward to the finals that will be here in Lloydminster. Thank you once again for being with us, Greg, and have yourself a great day.
Thanks a lot, Thomas.